We all know that the two seemingly were cordial, given the support that Nicki had countlessly shown to Kim. She's the last person that people expected to be speaking on Nicki Minaj and twisting narratives on her like that. But you know how the industry is like. It seems like people feel like they're going to be incentivized each time they speak up against a woman that the industry deems problematic. I put that in quotes because that is not the truth. But according to the industry standards, if you're an artist and if you're able to speak up for yourself and if you won't take BS from these executives, they automatically label you problematic. So you realize that a lot of people really do speak up against her because they want to get a little pat on the back from the executives. Kim Petras did exactly that, which had a lot of bumps feeling some type of way because they had been consistently supporting her by virtue of her being cool with Nicki Minaj. Okay, so she just decided to take the T.S. Madison, route. So obviously yesterday when she was out there on some pity party, people started calling her out. People were like, "Do you see how fast that camera is?" Just a few days ago, you were throwing Nicki under the bus, and now all of a sudden you're coming out begging and crying, about the same industry that you were, speaking on behalf of. So this is what she had to say, and allow me to read. She said, I won a Grammy 2 years ago. The music is tea. Still no support. If it's not a TikTok trend or 80s revival queer baiting ish, those labels have got no interest in supporting. The fact that she's starting up with I won a Grammy as if a Grammy still means anything in this day and era just shows me the amount of delusion that she's living in. Because in these current times, we all know that a Grammy doesn't count for anything. They're literally handing them out to people like some milk that is about to expire. And the fact that she doesn't see that and she thinks just because she got a Grammy, it means that her music is tea, or just because she got a Grammy, the industry is going to push you, or you're going to get support from the fans. The fact that she's looking at a Grammy as, a measure or a yardstick of how far her career should be just goes to show me the amount of delusion she's living in. And that also makes me realize why she felt like it was easy for her to come at Nicki Minaj. Because if she does believe that a Grammy is all that in 2026, she probably was speaking all that smack on Nicki Minaj, feeling like she's better because she has a Grammy and Nicki doesn't have one. But well, unfortunately for her, she's now realizing that even with the Grammy, it does not equate to success. It's not the same. And I like to see people learning. Okay, I like to see people learning that if you're being awarded something not because your music is good but because of some propaganda, because people are trying to prove certain points, then you cannot just expect that to translate into actual sales or success. Now, she also did reveal that her album is done and that she also self-funded a music video. And Republic was like, hold on, even though you self-funded a music video, we are not going to be releasing your album. And so she was complaining about that, expressing her frustrations about Republic. And now also that kind of brings everything together, because when you look at Republic and Nicki Minaj, of course they don't do extra, they don't protect her the way they do Taylor and all of these things, but you can still see that when it comes to her releasing music, her tour, they were very supportive about that. So I could understand why Kim Petras probably feels some type of way about Nicki Minaj, because despite her saying whatever the F she wants to say and people chanting that they're canceling her and all of these things, when it comes to time, when the time to release music or go on tour comes, she delivers. And because of that, the record label supports her. So I could kind of see where, some form of jealousy would be coming from. Like, look at her, she does whatever she wants to do, and she still gets supported. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is the benefit of standing in your truth and not waving for anything. Because when you stand for something, when you stand on your truth, people really do respect you. They may not agree with you, they may not support you, they may not be happy with what you're saying, but they will always respect you. The quickest way to lose respect in the sight of others is being a flip flop and not being able to stand for anything. Is really the quickest way for people to not see any value in you, and for you to lose value in the sight of others. So with Nicki Minaj and Republic, I do feel like they're just at a point in time where they're like, whilst we may have different opinions, when it comes to delivery, she delivers and she's sticking with what she's saying. She stands for something. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about Kim Petras. Do you think that this is the Nicki Minaj karma that is coming out right now? And do you think that, well, here coming at Nicki Minaj was stemming from a place where she is not happy with her own career? Now, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. TMZ, it seems like it is still at it. At this point, I'm like, who is paying you? Is it Brother Billionaire? Is it the title swindler? Or at this point, is it the Democrats who are paying you? Because certainly there has to be a reason, there has to be a motive. Because you cannot tell me that we are literally 3 days, it's 3 days later, and they're still running around trying to pay narratives, and they're even publishing headlines about, oh, look at Nicki Minaj, she's an illegal immigrant. I don't know what they think is going to happen. I don't know if they do believe that she's going to be deported, because you guys know that, well, whilst I was on that little break, I heard that there were people signing some form of petition to say deport Nicki Minaj, and I'm just looking at them, I'm like, how really do you think that the world works? At this point, some of these things that people do is just foolery. And I feel like some of these headlines and the way they're fighting her, it's basically them giving warning to any other celebrity who may have the same stance, because they cannot afford to have any other black celebrity with so much influence coming out and, speaking their mind and, expressing what they believe in boldly like that. They cannot afford to do that. So I feel like it's more than just trying to send a message to Nicki Minaj, but it is them, sending a message to other celebrities to stand in line, because you cannot tell me that this amount of obsession is normal. But wait, if you think that TMZ running these ridiculous headlines is insane, wait until we talk about the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Allegedly, they are now reaching out to Babs, and they're trying to work with Babs on articles. I don't know, maybe they're trying to interview Babs and ask them like how they feel about what Nicki Minaj is saying. And you can tell that there are specific Babs they're coming out, looking for, because Sachin came out yesterday, and they were basically saying that, well, TMZ reached out to them and they wanted to do an article that is political, but obviously that would include what Nicki Minaj was out there talking about. And at this point, I'm like, you couldn't find anyone else to speak against Nicki Minaj, so now you're going for her fan base. When has TMZ ever reached out to any fan base to hear a perspective or anything like that? It's just becoming so ridiculous. And the people that continue to act like they don't see what's happening, at this point, you also have issues, because it's not normal. Why would TMZ be out there reaching out to Sachin of all people? For what? This is ridiculous. At this point, this is borderline harassment, because what are you talking about? Yes, you don't agree with what the lady is saying, but trying to reach out to her fans? Is that how low these people are? And the fact that these people, you guys, for those of you that support these people and their movements, the fact that they don't respect you enough to have a little bit of integrity is crazy to me. So they look at you as dafties who will just go with the propaganda. They're literally playing in your faces. And all you guys are doing is cancel Nicki Minaj, cancel Nicki Minaj. They're not even trying to hide their unfairness at all, because they know that your hate for this woman transcends any logic that you might have. So there's no need for them to try or to even pretend to play fair. It's ridiculous. But thank God, he declined. But when I clicked on the video where he was addressing this and he was talking about this, I did see a couple of comments that were also suggesting that, well, some Babs also had been reached out to. So what are they trying to do? Do a documentary on the Babs? That's crazy. Oh my God. Because if they were out there reaching multiple even Babs, then I don't know, you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this ridiculousness. To me, what doesn't make sense is, in one breath, they say that she's washed up. No one cares about what she says. She's such a low intellectual person. She doesn't have, a fan base. She doesn't have influence. She doesn't have impact. But when she comments, everyone is running crazy. Everyone is running mad. So I'm like, if she is that irrelevant, why are you guys bothered about what she has to say? I promise you, if Lil Kim comes out here and starts to say, I support Trump, we're not even going to hear anything about that, because people know that, well, she probably has, 12 and a half fans. I'm just playing. No, she doesn't have 12 and a half fans, you guys. She's still Queen Bee. But I'm just saying, her influence is not all that, especially in present day. And I don't see TMZ throwing a tantrum if she ever was to do that. So this shows you that they don't even know what to say. In one breath, she's not. In another breath, I'm just like, wow. Choose one propaganda narrative to run with, because now you're beginning to look crazy and desperate also. On the other hand, Don Lemon is still going on. Nicki tweeted one tweet about him and he's still crashing out. I'm just like, and this is the part where sometimes I feel like she does this intentionally, because remember in that other tweet she was like, I included the sea sucking part because I knew that's the only way they were going to repost about his shenanigans of storming into a church. And that turned out to be true, because a lot of these other paid-for platforms hadn't posted about that incident until Nicki said something about it. So it seems like she knows exactly what she's doing. She's basically playing chess with these people, and we get, mad on her behalf. But meanwhile, she's probably just, laughing and chewing her ice back at home. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this entire disaster. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. let us talk about Cousin Sloth. Now, Cousin Sloth is on her glow up, okay? She's doing her thing. I mean, we all know that she had a little bit of touching, and I'm not gonna lie, she looks good, okay? I don't know in person if it's like that, because sometimes you do know that people get procedures and they still layer with filters, and with the filters it looks nice, but in real life sometimes it's not always flattering. But so far from what we're seeing from the pictures that she's posting, I mean, she's looking really good. And she's really putting effort into her dressing and everything. She's really on an overall glow up, because this is not how Cousin Sloth used to dress like when she started. So recently she posted a picture of herself, a selfie, and people were complimenting her, just telling her that she looks amazing. And it seems like Bongo 2 fans, I'm talking about the hosts, it seems like they were not happy about that, because they do feel like since that entire tour, Cousin Sloth has sort of stolen the style that belongs to Megan Hoofman, okay? I'm just joking, you guys. Bigfoot, I mean, not Megan Hoofman. So yeah, they felt like she's out there stealing Bigfoot style. And Cousin Sloth is not here for that narrative. Okay, she's sick and tired of it, and people have kind of noticed that they kind of fell out and all of these things. And it's not only Bongo 2 fans that have got something to say about this, but Advovo BBL fans also were not appreciative of Cousin Sloth wearing like some school uniform inspired, the schoolgirl look outfit. They felt like that outfit belongs to Advovo BBL. Yeah, now they feel like that style belongs to Advovo BBL. I guess now that they're also using that as the theme for their tour, I feel like they do believe that it belongs to their fan base, which is rather interesting, because if I remember correctly, Paprika Spice was out there dressing like that. So I'm like, I don't know, you guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this entire situation. Cousin Sloth is not here for it, and she's not backing down. So after seeing the backlash, she had a couple of words to say to the haters. So the initial post, the caption was "No Lush Moment." And then the next post was, I put you delusional bees in a frenzy every time I post. And she didn't end there. She said something again today. She said, so did any of you H's get a raise for trying to figure out why a bee looked so beautiful yesterday? Rent paid? Anything? Or y'all really just that mad that a bee gorgeous for free? Let me know in the comments, okay? That's her poking the people that had some things to say about her yesterday. So let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about Advovo BBL and Bongo 2 fans coming for Cousin Sloth. Do you think that they do hold the monopoly to surgery? Do you think, because at this point, I'm like, I don't understand what the aesthetic is that they're accusing Cousin Sloth of stealing, because as far as I'm concerned, Megan just dresses like, normal Instagram influencer. For me, that's just the basic Betty aesthetic that we all see on Instagram. So I just don't understand, hey? When did that exclusively become hers? I mean, I understand that she might have gotten a little bit of inspiration and all of that, but to say that people cannot look good because what? Anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think about everything that we spoke about. I think let me end here. We don't want to make this video super long. I'm trying to get to shorter videos, because I do feel like the longer videos are kind of cool and all, but shorter videos really do help me with consistency, because at least I can record one on the go, the way I used to do back then. You remember, you guys, when I used to record even when I met a client in the bathroom.